Hello there, this is Oral Ofori of The African Dream, your favorite human interest chat show. Today we're here in the capital city of Ghana, Accra, and we're going to talk a little bit about Wikimedia and Wikipedia. And we have here for our special guest, Justice Okai Allotey. Welcome to The African Dream, Justice.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
I'm grateful for being here.
Tell us a little bit about the difference between Wikimedia and Wikipedia.
So Wikimedia, it's where the people who edit Wikipedia meet. So volunteers, workers who work for the Wikimedia Foundation, and everybody in the Wikimedia movement is part of what we call Wikimedia movement.
Right.
And Wikipedia is the platform that the Wikimedia Foundation has created, where people edit articles of whatever they want to do on there. So that's basically the difference. Interesting. So how long have you been an editor of Wikipedia? I'm hitting 3 years, I think next month or so, since I started editing.
What was the draw? What attracted you to edit Wikipedia?
It was curiosity at first. Then I came to the first edit event. Then my interest was like
soaring.
Yeah. And that's so far we've been doing well, quite well so far.
So I assume you're with the Wikimedia
So
Ghana
I'm with
Group?
the Wikimedia Ghana User Group.
Tell us about how that came into being.
So from what I heard, I wasn't part when the group was formed,
Right.
but from the information that I have, I think like-minded people who wanted to start a Wikimedia group in Ghana, it started as planning Wikimedia User Group,
Right.
before finally moving to Wikimedia Ghana User Group. So during that transition, it's become now a user group, and we're looking forward to it being a chapter, since in Africa there's only one chapter, which is the Wikimedia South Africa.
Right. You mentioned a chapter and a user group. What's the difference?
So the basic difference between a chapter and a user group is chapters are bigger than user groups. User groups depend on the Wikimedia Foundation solely to run their programs. So anything that they have to do, they have to seek permission from the Wikimedia Foundation.
Right.
But chapters have a little bit of autonomous, so they can seek their own funds and also do the programs they want to do in consultation with the Wikimedia Foundation. But with the user group, every program they have to do, they have to ask permission from the foundation.
Right. So you're just like one step away from becoming a full-blown autonomous body. That's interesting. Can you give us an idea of your membership? Is it encouraging? Do you have enough people for a starter group that are editing Wikipedia articles?
So for membership, I think there's a lot of work relating to Ghana that has to be done on Wikipedia.
Right.
So far, I think we have about 35 people that are active members of the user group.
Right.
There are other people also doing Wikimedia editing that are not part of our user group, but they are also editing.
Right.
But for our user group, the active members are about 35. We could do more because there is a lot of content that we need to put on Wikipedia about Ghana.
You mentioned a lot of content. I'm assuming just articles.
So articles of popular people, notable people, politicians, presidents, churches, ministers, fire outbreaks, and there's a lot of areas that one can tackle.
Newsworthy items, photography, landmark occurrences.
There's a lot.
Basically everything.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now, you mentioned the fact that your membership is not very huge. What is creating the difficulty in getting you to increase your membership, or what is the drawback for people to edit Wikipedia?
So since it's a volunteer group and members are all volunteers,
right,
sometimes you can't force people to do things they don't want to do. So we plead with people anytime we have an edit event, and we try to persuade them to be volunteers. We tell them the benefits of putting Ghanaian content on Wikipedia,
right,
and what ripple effect of what will happen to Ghana is being put on the map out there.
right.
So basically it's about getting people who are committed to putting articles about Ghana on Wikipedia, and that's the difficult aspect.
Right. And what are you doing to entice or encourage or excite people to edit Wikipedia?
So we have edit events that we organize once a while, where people that come in, we assure them of lunch and free internet. So they don't have to come and pay for internet. They come
Right.
and internet is assured, they're giving to them for them to edit, and there's lunch too as well. So these are some of the little things that we do during our events to entice people. And also we normally go on promotional tour. Like we go for radio interviews, we go for TV interviews like what we're doing now.
Right.
We go for other schools, we talk to them about Wikipedia and all. And the beautiful thing about Wikipedia is it cuts across every sector. So there's a Wikipedia education program where teachers can incorporate Wikipedia into their curriculum, where they don't, some would give marks out of it, some to encourage students to edit articles. So your edited article will be like your assignment.
Right.
So yeah, there's also a way of not necessarily getting members, but actually doing the
More
work,
edits.
more
Right.
edits on
Right.
Wikipedia.
Right. Now you mentioned the fact that students will be encouraged. Do you have any network or association with other organizations that would be interested in, even if not editing Wikipedia, but supporting the work of Wikipedia, especially in Ghana?
So in Ghana, I think there's an open movement here that we collaborate with from
Right.
time to time. During the Africa Open Data conference that was here last year in Ghana, we were able to meet some people, talk to them about what we are doing, and we also share ideas about OpenStreetMaps, Wikimedia, how we can all work together for the common goal of getting a more open society.
Right. Right.
So, and with the larger movement outside of Ghana, there's a Wikimedia Foundation. There are other affiliates across Africa and the world that are coming together for a common purpose and a common goal, making knowledge accessible to all.
Right.
So with that, within that context, yeah, I think we do have a lot of affiliates to deal with.
That's interesting and also encouraging that you have people collaborating with you and the work you're doing. I'm sure the larger Wikipedia body, if they are watching and listening, would be impressed and appreciate the need for you to get more of such support, not just locally, but from outside the country as well. Tell me, what are some of the difficulties associated with editing Wikimedia, that is, in Ghana or maybe in Africa?
So let me start from Ghana. So in Ghana, basically what cuts across like every sector is people, because there are less jobs, people always aren't too interested in volunteering.
Right.
So it takes a lot of will and selfishness to get somebody to be a volunteer. So basically, they don't have the jobs and they don't want to even come and volunteer. They need to search for jobs, and when there are jobs and people are feeling comfortable, maybe probably we can get them into editing. But the bigger problem is the jobs are no more. Youth unemployment is on the rise almost each year. So people are not motivated to become volunteers. And the few of us that have taken it upon ourselves to volunteer, there's a time factor. So how you used to edit back then, because of your bigger responsibility now, you probably edit maybe 30 minutes a day. You used to do like 2-3 hours a day.
Right.
So all those things matter, and there's a lot of work. So even looking at the work, some gets put back. Like, and being a starter editor, you go through like a lot of process before you become perfect.
Right.
And some people, the first 2 or 3 experiences they get, it puts them off. They don't really want to edit anymore,
Right.
unless you try to mentor them bit by bit along the way for them to understand why it is important for them to be editing articles.
Right. Well, folks, again, this is Oral Ofori, host and producer of your favorite human interest chat show. We're here in Ghana, and we have for our special guest Justice Okai Allotey of the Wikimedia Ghana User Group, and he's telling us about editing Wikimedia and explained earlier on the differences between Wikimedia and Wikipedia. We're going to have the opportunity to have him walk us through the process of editing an article on Wikipedia, and we'll continue from there. So let's go join Justice and see what this whole Wikimedia editing thing is about. And we'll be back with you soon. Thank you, Justice, for taking time to teach us how to do this editing, and we appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Alrighty.
So I wrote an article about Derek Aberfar before the Commonwealth Games. I think being there, he's made some progress. So we are about to edit his article and see the new information that we can put on there. In the group round, Ghana couldn't qualify, so it was the only one that made it to the singles. So that's the new information from what we have now. So after we've put in that information, we will now cite the source from where we got the information. So we copy the URL to this website. So now when you're using the visual editor, Wikimedia makes it easy to generate your source, so that you generate a source. So now the source has been generated, then you insert it into your article. So everything that you write, you need to cite. Then I publish. Then I add the reason why, what I created to be able to get the edit that I did. Added a new source and information. Then I show preview. So this is what would appear when you show preview. Then you publish it. So the new information that we got is shown here. So when I'm creating a new article, what basically I do is I Google the person that I'm writing on. So let's say Victoria Kwakwa. Then I assess the information that I get. I think she's notable enough to get an article. So that I put in her name on Wikipedia to see if she's not already on Wikipedia. So this shows that she's not already on Wikipedia because there's a red link here. Then I click on the red link. Then creating an article for Victoria Kwakwa pops up. Then I start. First of all, you need to do your research on the information that you are putting before you actually write. So now, if you have a photo of Madam Victoria Kwakwa that you want to upload, you go to Commons, Wikimedia Commons. This is the media repository of all Wikimedia sites. So their videos, images, and sounds are uploaded here before you transfer it to the article. So let's check if she has a picture on there. So we check, then unfortunately she doesn't have any picture there. So we can upload one now. You go upload. So that's a photo of her. First of all, when you want to upload a picture on Commons, it should be a picture you have copyrights over. And it should be free of watermarks and all that. It shouldn't be from any third-party source. It should be something that you have the rights over. So this is a picture I took of her once she was giving a speech in Ghana. I licensed it on the Creative Commons Share Alike 4.0, where everybody has the right to use, and just cite where they got the information from. We have the picture uploaded.
and we can now insert the picture into the article. So what we do is wherever you want to place the picture on the article, you just go to Commons and you copy the thumbnail. Then you come here, then you paste it. Then we show preview to see how the image will come. So there you go, we have the image on the article. So because this is a test article we are doing, we won't save it. Then where I got my information from, I just go there, then I cite my source accordingly. Now we have inserted the source of where we got the information. Then you add a small summary of what you did. You add a reference, so everything that you write has to be referenced. Because this is a short article in Wikipedia, we refer to it as a stub, so that anybody that is editing it will know that this article needs a lot of help. So for purposes of this interview, this is the quickest way I can teach you how to create a Wikipedia article. But for you to learn more and be able to have hands-on experience, you can join the Wikimedia Ghana User Group during one of our edit events, or you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and we can teach you and guide you on how to edit Wikipedia articles about Ghana. Thank you.
Welcome back to the African Dream. This is Oral Ofori. We're here with Justice Okai Allotey of the Wikimedia Ghana User Group, and he was just walking us through the process of creating and editing the Wikimedia article. And thank you for doing that, Justice.
Welcome. It's
Now,
a pleasure.
tell us, you talked earlier on about the fact that editing Wikimedia, wherever you are in the world, is purely a voluntary process, and it's done by a group of volunteers globally. So basically, from what you said, what I get is that you have to self-motivate, you have to self-encourage, but you also mentioned the fact that there are people around who are mentoring and teaching those who have time to learn, and that's really great to hear. What other things would you wish would happen to help the Wikimedia movement in Ghana go forward?
So, in my estimation, I think we, the Wikimedia movement, need to be proactive, go to schools, and we should speak to GES for them to
That's the Ghana Education
Ghana
Service.
Education Service for to help the students get the early grasp of editing Wikipedia, because it builds them up in comprehension wise and how to write encyclopedic articles.
Right.
So I think these are the things that would help, because we are a smaller volunteer organization. Sometimes we are limited as to what we can offer. So we try to tackle the things that matter the most.
Right.
So we did one Wikipedia education program with the Gimpa Law School.
Mm-hmm.
And because one of their lectures was part of a Wikipedia education program back
Right.
in the master's program,
Right.
it was easy for him to convince the dean for us to be able to have this education program there. And from the feedback that we gathered from the students, they really enjoyed it and would want to do
Do a
more of,
follow-up. Right.
more of that.
Right.
So we actually talking to them to actually follow up. And also we are still talking to the Ghana School of Law to also have a Wikipedia education program. What we've noticed is that there's a gap between legal articles on Wikipedia about Ghana and the other in the world in general.
Right.
So we doing this kind of programs, we are actually focusing on legal issues in Ghana. So basically, it's a good way to also tackle a problem where there's like a gap.
Justice, tell us, if you want to have an article of you as a person or as a business or as an institution on Wikipedia, what are some of the things that editors or the Wikimedia and Wikipedia body would look for to justify having an article of you, your business, or your institution, or a happening of an event on Wikipedia. What qualifies for something to be on Wikipedia and what does not?
So basically, everything notable qualifies to be on Wikipedia. When I say notable, in the Wikipedia sense, we rely on articles from third-party sources.
Right.
So we don't rely on articles or write-ups from the company itself.
Right.
So if you don't have a lot of independent sources writing about your company online, it will be difficult for us to judge if you are notable.
Right.
So basically, anybody or any event or thing that has to be on Wikipedia has to be notable first of all.
Right.
And the notability criteria in the English Wikipedia, you need 3 or more independent articles that have written about you,
Right.
which is the guideline for you to be able to get an article.
Right.
And also there's conflict of interest in all of this. So Wikipedia is not promotional, it's encyclopedic. So
Right.
anything that will be written on there reflects what source the person who is writing it has found out. So anytime we get a request about people wanting to be on Wikipedia, we tell them Wikipedia is not a promotional website.
Right. So you can't be paid to write an article, and you don't charge for writing articles.
No. We as a user group don't do it, but there are other people out there that are doing it. We call that paid editing.
Right.
And even if you want to do paid editing, you have to declare that this article was paid for.
Right.
So it should be on the article.
Gotcha.
That everybody who sees it knows that this is a paid for article that was written.
Right.
But in our instance, everything that we do is purely volunteer. We don't take money to put in the things we do.
And you don't encourage paid
No,
editing?
we actually don't believe in paid editing. We think everybody should be on their own accord merit an article.
Right.
Not to pay somebody to put you
there. Right. But, why is it so important that you become a recognized chapter?
So basically, as a chapter, we now get some leverage to actually go out there to the Ghanaian community and try to partner with a lot of people that align with our goals. So as a user group, everything that we do have to go through the foundation.
Right.
But as a chapter, we will be given a little autonomy to be able to do the kind of programs that we want to do.
Gotcha.
And we can also raise funds on our own.
Gotcha.
Now, every program that we do, we seek for grants from the foundation and we use the grants to run our program. But if we are able to be a chapter, we can raise funds from the local Ghanaian community who believes in the vision that we are channeling, and they can support us.
Excellent. Now, before we leave you, tell our viewers how to connect with you, either via email, social media, your Facebook account, whatever, just how they can get in touch with you.
So if you want to contact the Wikimedia Ghana User Group, you go community@wmgh.org. community@wmgh.org. We're on Facebook, Wikimedia Ghana User Group, Twitter, Wikimedia GH, Instagram, Wikimedia Ghana. And you can go to our website, wmgh.org. Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot for joining us. We
Okay.
appreciate your presence and all the information you've been able to share with us. And folks, if you're looking to get involved or partner with or encourage them or be a volunteer, get in touch with them. Like you heard Justice mention their contact, and it's also right there on the screen for you to note down. Justice Allotey of Wikimedia Ghana User Group. We appreciate having you here.
Thank you
It's
very
been a
much.
pleasure.
It's a pleasure too.
That's all, folks. Let's catch up with you again next time. Thanks for watching The African Dream. My name is Oral Ofori.